Hello everyone, my name is Folorunso Hajala, and today we are going to be looking at the horizontal y-axis label in Power BI. Okay, let's dive in and see what the horizontal y-axis label in Power BI is all about. In Power BI, when you are visualizing or maybe when you are using your bar charts, sometimes we have we usually face some challenges where the content on our y-axis, we cannot see the full content based on you want to add some other visual to your canvas page, and you don't want to make the bar chart to be too large, and you cannot see the full name of your y-axis. So sometimes all the method that we normally know, okay, probably by increasing the max area doesn't solve this issue. You can see when I increase the max area width, it doesn't still show me the full name. You can still see this particular name is not showing in full. So there is a better way. So what this recording is all about is to show you a better way you can actually fix your y-axis value, where you can put your vertical categorical, you can place it in an horizontal way, you understand, instead of putting it in the vertical way. So let's see how we can achieve this in Power BI, where you can change your y-axis to horizontal instead of the vertical way it is. So I'm going to duplicate this this visual. So I'm going to duplicate it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to be using measure to achieve this. We are going to be using measure to achieve this. So I will go to my measure, and I'll come here. So like I said, we're going to be doing some little measures here to fix this issue. So the first measure that I'm going to be creating is I'm going to create a measure called label placement. Let's just call it label placement. So this label placement, I'll just put 0 here. That's everything that I'm going to do here, and I'm going to commit. So once I commit, I'm going to drag in my label placement. I will drag it here. So let me drag my label placement here. So I will drag my label placement. You can see I've dragged my label placement here, but you can see that the value is not showing. What I put here is not showing. So what I will do is that I will go to my format. Under my format, I will go to my data label and on my data label. So you can see that the 0 is not showing at the top. The 0 is showing. Probably you can just change the value, the color, the font color of the value, so that you can see the figure very well. So you can see so that is for the sum of quantity. Label placement, let me change the value. So you can see now that we have 0 here. So this 0 is what we are going to be formatting. This 0 is what we are going to be formatting. You can see that under your apply setting to series, you can see label placement. You can format this your label placement. You can see custom label. So this is what we are going to be formatting. So now I'm going to create another measure. I'll call the measure I'll call it customer name, which is our value, the value on the y-axis. You can see the value on the y-axis, that is the customer name. So I'm going to create a new measure called customer name. So let's create a new measure called customer name. So I'll call this one customer name. So what is customer name? I'll say selected value of our customer. So I'll just call it customer name. So that is all. Then I'll commit this. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is that I'll go back to my formatting pane. I'll go back to my formatting pane. I'll go back to my formatting pane. So I'm going to off this my legend. This legend, I'm going to off it. I'll off this legend. So what I will do next is that I will go to my data label. Under this data label, you can see label placement. That's 0 that I did earlier. So I'm going to go down and I will go to my custom label. I will on the custom label. Then under the field, I'm going to add a new data. I will go to my calculation where my customer name. Can you see now that I have the name of, the values now on the horizontal axis? So what I will do now is I will go to my y-axis and I'm going to off this my y-axis. So can you see now I've off this my y-axis? So the next thing that I will do is that I'll go to my build a visual. I will place this label placement on top. I will place it on the top, so you can see. You can go to your color in case if you want to change the color. Go to your data, your bar. You can go to your bar and change the color if you like. You can change the color. So you can see now I have the same color with what I have here. So another thing that I can do here is that you can go to your spacing under your data bar. You can probably reduce, try to reduce the inner padding, and you can increase your minimum category as well. You can increase so that the bar can be more spacious. You can give it like, let's say 60 or anyone. I think 60 is too much. Let me use 50. Maybe 50 is too much as well. 45. Okay, 45 is okay. So you can see now. So this one is okay. So another thing that you can also do here is that your data label. You can see your data label. Let me click on sum of quantity. You can decide that you want to put your data label inside. You can see inside end. You can see, and you can even decide that, you don't want your data label to show by, but you can also still format your data label. So let me do a quick formatting for us, so you can see how you can still format your label. I will go to my measure, the measure that I calculated earlier. So this customer name, I'm going to format it now. I will call this one. Let me call it. I'll call it. Okay. Let me call this a variable. I will call it customer name. Customer name equals to. So this is a variable. I'm going to call another variable. I will call it variable. That will be our quantity. That will be our quantity returns. Our quantity returns. So that will be quantity return equals to, let's just say sum of our quantity return. Then I'm going to define another variable called, let's call it label. So our label. So I will call this one. So that will be our customer name. Our customer name. I will join it with. This customer name. So okay, I will call it ampersand. I will call another ampersand. Then I will call the quantity return that I define here. This one, I will call it here. Then I will use another ampersand. Then I will say units. So I'm going to call returns. So it should return our label. So let's see what this is going to do now. Just check now. So let's see what this is going to. What we are going to achieve with this. Let's see what we are going to achieve. You can see now that we have the value. You can see 623. That is the unit. If you click here as well, you can see 623. You can still format this thing. You can do a lot of formatting that is going to make them more unique and more, you can put some additional like icons and a lot of things in your formatting as well. But this is